Hello and welcome to Awakening with Adam. I'm your host Adam, and today you might notice something a little bit different. Yep, I don't have the sleeveless tee on today. Today it's a little cold. I found a place to record, a little local library setting. Support your local libraries, everybody. They're an awesome resource for literally everyone, and sometimes they got some dope artwork. Honestly, goals, right? Check out this place. There's a guy on the porch there. He's got his own well water. You know that shit's good. He's got the one tree, but he's probably growing a bunch of food. Anyways, so as I said, got the long sleeve polo on today, and that actually inspired me for the title of this video, which is Breaking Cycles. And so basically, I wanted to get into routines and habits and these cycles that we all follow and repeat regularly. And they could be little things like this. I thought I was going to make all of my videos with the cutoff tees, which honestly is like my favorite clothing top to wear. So much movement, you don't get restricted by the sleeves and like the little sleeve corner, armpit or whatever. I'm sure it has some like fancy name if you do clothing, but I'm no Tim Gunn, so I don't know if you guys are gonna be old enough for that reference, but anyways, so I decided to break the cycle and do what was comfortable, what I felt called to in the moment. And that's what this is about. See, we all live our lives, and so many of us have these routines that we do just day in, day out, that we actually don't even think about. You know, the book Power of Habit is a really good book that addresses this. And these habits that we get in, and then often we like come to a realization that, oh man, that is not working for me anymore. Or we level up, you know? They usually go hand in hand. We're like, hey, doing X, Y, or Z, that's not fulfilling me anymore. And so we get to a place where like, okay, we want to break that habit. But in the Power Habit, they talk about it's very difficult for something that you've done time and time again for who knows how long to decide you're just going to stop one day. And in that book, they say, replace it with a new habit. And I found that definitely works. And what I've replaced my habits with in general is just a completely new mindset. And now you can do it overnight, but often it takes practice. And so I think in the Power Habit, they say like, you do something for 90 days straight or 30 days to start and then work up to 90, you just do it from that point forward. It's just part of who you are. And I firmly believe that, like, for me, praying and connecting and communicating with Spirit, God, my guides, my angels, just basically being in this constant conversation with the universe has helped me to be super present and notice these, habits. And once you notice it, once you shine the light on it, it becomes more and more apparent. It's like the first time you like catch it and you're like, oh, huh, weird. But then you've got it in your mind. It's like the I don't know if the official name for it is, but it's like the red Toyota analogy, where once you buy a red Toyota, all you see everywhere driving around is other red Toyotas. And it's the same thing with these habits. Once we notice them, every time we do it, we're like, okay, there it is again. Okay, there it is again. Shit. Especially if it's something that you don't want to be doing. And eventually you get to a point where you want to change it. And you want to make positive change, or just stop doing something that you're like, it's kind of annoying, or like I've outgrown whatever this is. Like for me, I think I've mentioned on this channel before, like I used to drink very heavily. And for like 15, 18 years, basically, like almost every night. And eventually I got tired of it. I couldn't take it anymore. And my body was like very much suffering. My mind, at that point, I hadn't found God. And that was actually like my come to Jesus moment. Like I was 2 days hungover. So I hadn't had a drink in a day. And I woke up the next morning. I was still just like feeling like absolute shit. I was like, okay, well, we're not doing this anymore. I was like, this is going to be some real tea here. So I hope you are cool with me being vulnerable and transparent with you guys and honest. Because maybe someone out there needs to hear this. And I haven't really addressed it. And I didn't know that I was going to address it today, but I prayed that the right message come through. So I guess we're here. So yeah, drank heavily like 15, 18 years straight, basically, almost every night. And so I woke up the day after drinking, felt like total shit. And I was like, okay. And I really had this come to Jesus moment. And I was literally like, all right, man, like you're just killing yourself. Like this is me to me. Like you're just killing yourself. You're doing it slowly and it's in a socially acceptable way. Maybe not the amount I did drink, but you know, there's bars and liquor stores on every corner, right? So it's a norm. Hey, let's go out and get a drink. And you know, some people can just go out and get a drink. I was never that guy. I was like, well, let's go out and I'll get fucking shit-faced. And I was like the life of the party. Good time. You can see I got like this aura about me, but you know, you drink and eventually become an asshole of some sort. Or messy, and then that makes you an asshole as well. Anyways, so I was sitting there, I was like, okay, I'm killing myself. Literally. And I need to either shit or get off the pot. So trigger warning, guys, we're going there. I was like, I'm either going to kill myself or I'm not. Like, I'm tired of this, like, pussyfooting around or whatever. I don't know if that's PC, but fuck it. Those were the thoughts I was having. So give some grace. And I was like, well, for whatever reason, like years before this moment, I had promised my mom that I wasn't going to kill myself for whatever reason. Like she made me make that promise, which made sense at whenever the moment was that I did it, I guess. Not that I ever truly wanted to, but it was more of I hadn't like shut the door on that option in this life because I've always been aware. And so that has made me empathetic. So that's made me like super sensitive to basically every situation and pretty fucking smart. So I did all my research and I found out how upside down and inverted everything in our world is. We're not going to get into it today, but if you want me to get into those rabbit holes, leave a comment below and we'll do it at some point. But anyways, so I never actually shut the door on that really until I made that promise. And it was weird because over the years, I actually had come back to that promise and it had helped me actually. And so just a quick aside, if you know somebody that's going through something or you're going through something, or you just have that vibe that maybe something one day will trigger them and they're just going to go off the deep end and exit stage left, is my cute little, what's the word, euphemism for that. But make them make you a promise. Make them tell you, I promise I'm not going to kill myself. I promise I'm not going to commit suicide. Make them promise. Because for me, I actually came back to that multiple times. And what it helped me with is seeing, like, it helped me shut down that spiral or that road of thought. That whole highway was shut down immediately. And in the front was like, you know, the neon orange sign, like road closed, you made a promise. And so it just got so easy when my mind wanted to take every possible avenue, and life got to a point in whatever circumstances I was in where I was very unhappy. And I was thinking about that. Well, as soon as it got to the point where as soon as I thought of it, boom, right there, traffic sign. Nope, you're not going to do it. And so it was actually very helpful and a very healthy way for me to stop transversing those neural pathways, if you will, and just shut it down before I got into the depths, before I got super emotionally attached to those thoughts. And then, you know, when you go down those, you know, sad or depressed routes, you're just swimming in the mire. You're in the swamp of your mind, and just nothing's good when you're down there. So all that to say, if you know somebody, make them make you a promise, and that actually might help them more than you'll ever know. So anyways, back to that morning, feeling like shit. I had to shit or get off the pot. Sticking with that analogy, metaphor rather. And I was like, all right, well, I already know that lane's closed. Not going down that highway. So what the fuck else is there? What else am I going to do? And that was the day that I really started to pray. And I only did it really like once in the morning because I was having this internal battle, and I was like, I need to just stop. And, you know, at the time I didn't realize, but my angels and my spirit guide and God, and Christ, Jesus, Yeshua, was on my side, and they were supporting me in ways that I didn't understand. I didn't even acknowledge them at that point, but I did pray to Jesus, and I said, God, you know, help me. I'm not going to leave. I'm not exiting stage left. Help me. And he did. And it didn't feel like anything monumental. I didn't feel the mountains moving and shifting and earthquakes and thunder and lightning. I just stopped drinking. And my family was like, you just stopped? And I was like, yeah, I just stopped. And that was what led me to God. And that was like my first step down the path. Now, I obviously then, especially in those early days, wasn't where I'm at now. But one thing, upon reflecting on those times that I know I was supported in, is I just stopped cold turkey. And I'm not recommending this for anyone, all right? You do your own research. You have your doctors for all that legal doctor shit, okay? But what you can do, and I can promote, is praying for support and guidance. And that guidance might be, hey, you need to wean yourself off, or hey, get a friend, work with a friend on this, or hey, go to a group or a meeting, or hey, go to the doctor. A lot of hays. Probably some hay in there. Anyways, is that hay right there? No, those are deer. Anyways. Oh dear. So I'm not telling you to do what I did. I'm just telling you what I did. So no advice given there. But the praying, I do advise. So reflecting, as I was saying, I realized that I was supported in the sense that I did have the ability at that time to just stop. And I had actually tried to stop previously and had stopped for like 3 months at one point. And I had sweats like you wouldn't fucking believe, and withdrawals and all of that horrendous shit. Like I was going through like 2 or 3 sets of bed sheets just from like sweat pouring out of me a night for like a week and a half when I tried. And so I was fully prepared to relive that experience, which I wasn't looking forward to, but kind of what I needed, what I had decided I wanted, and in my opinion, definitely better than being hungover every fucking day and reeking of alcohol. That's the worst. And I know that I was supported because I actually didn't have any of that happen. I had no withdrawals. I did not sweat through a single set of sheets. God is good. And so I just wanted to tell you that story, and I know it was a little heavier than wearing a different shirt on camera today. But that's like my realist fucking example, and I don't want you guys to come on here and think I'm spewing bullshit that I know nothing about. I want you to know that every message that I come with on this channel is going to be honest and authentic and include lessons from my personal life experience. And I know to previous me, praying or having conversations with the universe or talking to God or Jesus, Yeshua, the ascended masters, whoever you're into, basically. Whatever higher spirit, angels, your guides, any way that you can connect with all that is in a positive way, to be clear, will support you. You will reap dividends from putting in that time and connecting. And you'll get this flow of both love and knowledge and clarity come through you. And once you open that door and you're human, your ego starts to accept that you need to surrender to it in many ways and give yourself the opportunity to grow through it, then the channel widens, and it widens, and it widens, and you get more information and more clarity, more guidance. You feel more loved. You're supported by the universe. Your angels have your back. And for me personally, game changer. See, I never used to believe in God, and actually I'm going to make a different video about that because that's a whole... We're already at 17 minutes, and that's a long-ass story. But all that to say, it took me a long time to get to the point where I needed, in my mind, God. Now, obviously, fair arguments could be made that I needed him my entire life. But also, you could say that I needed to have my entire life, whatever, 35 years or something like that, without him. Or, whatever, pronouns. Don't fucking come at me with these pronoun bullshits, okay? Anyways, it took me so long God was not, going to be a part of my life. And then look at me now. That's all I fucking talk about. It's not all I talk about, but it's a key part of this channel because awakening means, to me, starting to open that channel, starting to open that door to our higher selves, to what is bigger than us, just the whole spirit realm. And I don't know how you could call yourself spirit without recognizing that there is a God. Now, whatever human label you want to put on that, that's on you, and that's your right and your choice. And I'm not advocating for one over the other in any way, shape, or form. And now some people are going to get pissed off about that. But I truly believe it's a personal journey. It always is. I mean, think about it. No one's really with you in your mind except for God and like your angels. And your ancestors have your back as well. Shout out to the ancestors. If you're feeling weird or you feel like you need some extra support, pray to your ancestors. Accept them all into your bloodline and into your life. It's really powerful. I've done it recently. But yeah, so that is a huge cycle that I broke to bring this back with a little bow. And I just wanted to talk to you about it and let you know anything is possible. A lot of people thought I was never going to stop drinking, including me, because why would I? But I realized that I was doing all that because there's this huge hole in my life. Huge God-shaped hole. And I wasn't loving myself. And I think finding God and awakening to our higher selves and the universe at large, the oneness that we are these little aspects of, is finding true love for yourself in a way. Very Christ-like adventure or path to walk. Because you can't love anyone else more than you love yourself. And I think the same goes for forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself for everything that you've done that you may feel like shit about. But once you've forgiven yourself for abandoning yourself, that core wound, I can't remember who was recently talking about that. If I could, I would shout you out, but everyone I listen to, you're awesome. Love you. But that core wound of abandonment is us abandoning ourselves. And if we're able to forgive ourselves for that, then everything is forgivable. Because we know that we're responsible for ourselves. Even if we're not able to say it, if the ego gets in the way and wants to blame or point or shame other people for our circumstances or our lives, when you forgive yourself, you're like, oh, I need to probably forgive a few other people. There's probably a list that you've got. And so I encourage you to begin that process if you haven't. One more thing I actually encourage you to do, and I know I've talked about it before, and of course I don't have it in my hand, it's like right there, but I'm not going to get up and get it, is to start journaling and let these feelings that you have and emotions that you have out. And when you have a journal, one thing I like to do, you could just bust out some I am affirmations. I am blessed, I am loved, I am prosperous. And the more you write it, the more you're thinking it. And the more you're thinking it, the more you're believing it. And the more you believe it, the more it becomes true. And if it's true to you, it's true, period. That's how things work. At least in your reality, right? And we all have our own little worlds. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see if there's anything else that wants to come through. Ah, yes. I don't want to forget this again. I love you. God loves you. The universe supports you. God, your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors are waiting for you to ask them for help. Ask for specific things. Ask for general things. I've asked for clarity before. 1-2 days later, it's just right there. It just comes to me. Inspired thought. Oh, that's what I should do on that. Or ask for help. Ask for peace of mind. Ask for love for yourself. You deserve it. You are worthy of unlimited, unconditional love. And I think in many ways that's what we are at our core essence. And that's what God is. Full acceptance, full allowance, and full oneness. Because acceptance and allowance are, these human words and human concepts. And we're just trying to get to, what is real. It's like the famous Bruce Lee quote. It is like the finger that points to the moon. Focus too much on the finger, and you miss all that lies beyond. I don't know if that was a good impersonation or not, but I can replay that scene in my mind, and I have done 100 times. It's so good. Don't remember which movie it was. Might be Enter the Dragon. Probably not. I think it's the one where they're on the island for the fighting tournament. Anyways, doesn't matter. All right, guys. This was kind of a longer one, 25 minutes, but yeah, I feel good about it. I love you guys very, very much. You are each individually very special, and you have unlimited potential. And I think it's time, if you agree, start a journal. Start praying. Start moving towards breaking those cycles that you know you're ready to get out of. And you'll be supported. Leave a comment down below if you want some support. I'll support you. I'll write you back. All right, guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of this genuine shit. And who knows what shirt I'll be wearing next time. What? Psycho broken type shit. What? All right. And what was the other thing? Oh, yeah. All my services are on AwakeningWithAdam.com. Check that out. If you're needing a little one-on-one spiritual guidance, or you'd like to tap into your Akashic records and check your spiritual inbox, as I say, and otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic day. I love you, and you're worth it. All right?